My thing is turned around. Hold on. I'm trying to get it turned right. Let's turn around the camera. Oh, hooray. That didn't work at all. Okay, there we go. Aujourd'hui, je vais parler seulement en français. J'espère que vous êtes d'accord avec cela. No, I was just kidding. I said, I'm going to speak in French today, but I'm not actually. Why won't it just... Okay, I'm not going to I remember this was hard the other day too that I did live. It has, for some reason, it's really hard for me to zoom to anything specific. So I'm just going to sort of leave everything here. Today I got a... sorry, I canceled my earlier live because it wouldn't let me go live at 9:30. So I scheduled another one to try again. Okay. Anyway, I ordered the brand new MoYou Halloween collection plates. I think I only skipped out on one. I don't recall which one it was. But I thought it would be fun to do a live and then release it later to show you all the plates I got, and so you can kind of see. We'll play with them just a little bit and see. You'll see what's coming out from MoYou this year if you haven't had the opportunity to grab them yet. This one is 20. I didn't bring my reading glasses, which is really silly of me because I can't see a darn thing without them. Okay. I'm already making a disaster of this. All right, so plate number 20 is kind of a monsters plate, it looks like. I'm going to pull a bunch of this stuff off. I hope I'm able to see your comments. I haven't seen any so far. Hello? Okay, all chat is visible, hopefully. That's what I pressed. So I should be able to see your stuff now. If you have any questions for me or you want to try some specific image, I am game. So this is really fun. I love Creep It Real. There's a podcast I listen to called A Paranormal Chicks. Of course, I would love the pun. It's a great pun. But they're a Southern podcast, and their accents are adorable. And they say Creep It Real and don't get scared every week that they say goodbye. So that's pretty fun. Let's get spooky. A lot of really great slogans, and I tend to buy these sometimes for the slogans or catchphrases. This is my perfect kind of Halloween plate. We've got some kind of a vintage look vibe also. Some of my standard goth stuff. A lot of fun. But we've also got like layers here, so this would be good. I usually do at least one or two landscape Halloween manis, so like we'll have a haunted house and maybe some graveyard stuff, but generally speaking I like to do a spooky gradient or four. Really love the haunted chandelier vibe and the pentacle. A lot of good images from this. I could not possibly have skipped this one. So keep that in mind if I open up for special requests. Tell me if you want to see anything specific. I did bring out my smaller of my practice tiles, but I mean, I didn't make any nails because I didn't know what I'd be opening and what I'd be doing, etc., etc., so on and so forth. You get my drift. All right. This plate is number 18, and this is so far my favorite one. I have a friend who runs a store called Nevermind Apothecary. She makes the Nevermind polishes. I'm sure she would love this plate. I love the anatomy aspect of this. This is great. Are these just like lips? Oh, like from underneath, like, you know, if you put a flashlight under your face in the dark, it has that sort of a theme. That's interesting. This here, that little indentation there, is called a philtrum. Useless information that I know. Palmistry, which is called chiromancy. Cheiro, Mancy. Really interesting science there. Well, you know, whatever. Not quite a science palmistry, but you know what I mean. Really fun vintage newsprint kind of image here. And then this texture is good fun. I have a couple of Creative Shop. Nope, I'm lying. The Clear Jelly Stamper. I have a couple of Clear Jelly Stamper plates with this image. Strong spider venom. That is so scary. I love the little beetle. What's this one say? Poison, danger, very cool. And then death with the death's head, very cool. And this is octopus oil, looks like. I really love these. They have another couple of vintage plates, vintage style Halloween plates that I also have. So I might do something with all of them, but I'm definitely doing sort of a spooky anatomy themed set this year. Okay, so we've got 3 of them so far. I love these. These are the only sleeves I keep. I don't like to keep sleeves. Generally, I own too many things, and I like to reduce the amount of things I own at any given opportunity. So this getting rid of the sleeves is usually something I do. Here's more like a rockabilly pinup, sort of, more pinup, sort of plate. Now this is very similar to an image, Crescent Moons and Stars, that they have on a couple of other different plates. But this is really cool, this kind of like a third eye mystical tile here. And this is really similar to a Mani by Me, the September month that they had at Maniology over there. I did a set of those. I haven't released that video yet. Hey, Aaron, this is really weird. But hey, I've got the pinup plate going, so that Catwoman has to be on some sort of Mani of mine soon. That's the star of this particular plate. All the Halloween stuff is really exciting. I do think this would make a really interesting Mani. Oh, I didn't even see her. Look at that. Is that a dress or a jumpsuit? No, I see it. It's a dress. Just a nice high slit. Very cool. Well, I'm certainly... Oh, and then another with the pinup. These are great. And then this kind of looks like Nancy from Stranger Things. Not Stranger Things. Help me out. Okay, The Craft. I don't know why Stranger Things just happened in my face. But that is what my mouth does sometimes. My brain and my mouth aren't always connected. So there are these little shorts that happen throughout the day. Here we have 16. Oh my goodness. So this is freaking fabulous. I'm loving this one. We've got a Book of Shadows and Welcome to the Nightmare. We've got some interesting bugs. Some great tiles here. This is a really good negative space image. You have some more freedom with working with finishes here. You could use maybe polishes with extra glitter in them, a super kind of iridescent polish that doesn't stamp super well, and then you can stamp the negative space in there. So if you have a metallic navy, or you can even do a gradient sky with this tile here. I need to write that down. I should show you how to do a gradient sky Mani with this. It could make it super easy, actually, this particular image. I'm going to pull this off too. Some people call this peel porn. It is not a sound that I particularly care for, but it is my compulsion. As soon as I get the plates, the blue has to come off right away. I have to get these plates nicketed as soon as they get in my house. It's a rule. No clothes in the house. All right. Here is the final one I got. Now this one is a little bit similar. There have been a bunch of plates that came out this year that are kind of a mystical herbology kind of thing with crystals and moons and various flowers, that herbs and things. It's a fun... In fact, Hit the Bottle released a brand new plate with that theme, and it sold out within a couple of hours of the polish pickup last month. So, I mean, well done. Michelle always designs amazing plates, though, so that doesn't surprise me at all. So we've got the Death's Head Moth, which is, of course, one of my favorite images, spooky this time of year. Very famous from Silence of the Lambs, but also we goths tend to like it because it's a moth that has a skull on its back. I mean, what isn't cool about that, right? We've got some interesting, okay, so medieval geek stuff. There's a couple of images here that are really similar to, this is a rose as it was depicted in kind of 15th and 16th century English and Western European, what's the word I'm looking for? Not quite, manuscripts. Yeah, manuscripts, really. I mean, so the Tudor rose will be alternating black and white or half black and half white. But these style roses are very cool. They evoke a kind of an old feel to them. One of my favorite things about this plate was the style of these roses. If you look in like heraldry records of the time, you'll see a lot of this kind of rose as it's specifically drawn on this plate. Really loving, I don't know, maybe that's holly leaves, I don't know, but holly berries, I mean, you can't eat them, so why not portray them as little skulls or death's head. Loving this spider, very scary. I'm very afraid of spiders, and I can't imagine facing this guy down in the middle of the night on my arm. Let's not think about that anymore. Love the lilies of the valley. I think that's them. Or no, that's Death's Head of the Valley. I just misunderstood the species of. That was a joke. Okay. Anyway, that's the last one. So I'm gonna go ahead and start practicing with these. Start kind of giving you some examples of stuff to do with them. If you have any ideas that you want to see, just let me know. I'm probably going to grab these. Oh my goodness, see the grandfather clock? You could do a Stranger Things kind of a Manny with all the spider imagery. And oh my goodness, I'm kind of hemorrhaging ideas here. We can't control the flow. Okay, let's see. I just dropped all of my cute little plate sleeves. Okay. Gozer was on this table earlier. I can tell. He thinks he's being sneaky. He is not being sneaky. He leaves traces. So I'm going to try this. I'm using a Sally Hansen Insta Dry polish here just to sort of play with. And as I mentioned earlier, you probably weren't here to hear it, but it really messes up on me if I try to zoom these live streams in. So I'm going to sort of just bring stuff up so that you can see it. And, of course, my friend Ruth is on my acetone bottle, so she's joining us today. All right, let's see. Ooh, okay, so we're going to do one of these haunted houses. I'm going to use, this is a Sinful Colors black. It's just called Black on Black. Tends to stamp pretty well. If I don't want the stamping to, like, stand out of a Manny, I just want some really simple black images, then I will use Sinful Colors Black on Black. It works for me a little bit better than the Sally Hansen Insta Dry black does for me. Now remember, with these big images, we're going to lay our scraper down. We're going to use the hardest scraper we can find and just sort of pull that toward us gently. Now, of course, I didn't use an actual stamping polish, but I think that picked up pretty well. So some really fun things. Oh, a note, if you do one of these, like you do a landscape sort of scene Manny, and you're going to put some some haunted houses in there, one trick is to do it as a reverse stamp, okay, and you're going to make all the windows like a neon yellow or a super bright incandescent orange or yellow. And then before you stamp it down, you're going to back it with white to make those yellows really pop against your dark scene. So I'm thinking maybe like a purple sky and various gradients of purple to violet, and the violet will be like, the lilac will kind of be close to the edge of your nail, okay? Toward the ground. You'll see the lightest color. Anyway, but this is fun. You can do a bunch of haunted house manis. And if you do sort of use these plates in a team, sort of tangent together, I'm going to grab this one because this is my favorite haunted house of this particular set. Although this one reminds me of, you know, that show. Let's see if this stamps. This is one of the clean color, like those metallics. They tend to stamp pretty well as well. And I'm just using these non-stamping polishes as I test these plates out so that I can show you, you know, I do practice with not stamping polishes so I don't waste my good stamping polishes. I really do like this one. Look at that. And that would be fun to do that effect with the light too. Or maybe you could get like different lights in each room if you make it a really kooky haunted house. So, because, you know, they're kooky and they're creepy. All right. I really do like this particular skull. Let's get him too before I move on to the monsters. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm really excited about like having learned how to use that feature where I try to schedule the live. As I mentioned earlier, when I tried to do it for 9:30, it wouldn't let me go live when it was time to, so I set it for 10. That's pretty cool. That ends up with that wasn't deliberate because it wasn't on the stamp, but I missed a spot in the middle of his head, and that's pretty cool. You could put like a third eye there on the skull. That would be fun. Bunch of eyeball images all over the Halloween plates by MoYou London. So I think I got 8 through 20. That can't be true. Because how many did I buy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 of them. And I think they released 7 or 8. All right, let's get some monsters on this. Anybody have any opinions about which monsters I should try out? I want to show you how to use these negative space stamps. They're about the same way that I described my stamping of the haunted house. So I'm going to take some acetone and clean off our little tile here. This is why I practice on this guy. I practice on paper too when I want to see how a plate stamps. You will all have seen that in my various plate review videos. But these particular negative space plates are great, especially if you have glow-in-the-dark polish. All right, I scraped down a little bit too hard on that, but I think it worked out fine. Generally speaking, you want to really have that very close to flat and pull it across, and you want to put a bunch of polish on if you're doing one of these negative space designs. I know I tell you that all the time, but what if somebody watches one video and they didn't see the other video? The other thing you're really going to want to do, well, okay, let me explain this. The reason you want to keep it flat is so that you don't get these little half digs that I accidentally did. Now, if I had really screwed it up, you'd be able to see it quite well. But I have kind of a motion down. You know, when you practice a lot, you'll get really good at those repetitive motions. So it's kind of hard for me to screw up unless I'm really trying. Big fan of these eyeballs, and I can't believe I didn't notice them earlier. I can't really make up my mind with these. But this would be fun. If you do any freehand at all, you could do this tentacle guy. And let me grab one of my paintbrushes so I can show you my concept. Maybe you will use it in the future. I can only hope that it will be useful to you. All right. So there's that. And I'm going to pull this off. I should have just pulled it off with Scotch tape, but whatever. So you put him on like the center nail, right? And then with your little detail brush, you might already see where I'm going with this. Your little detail brush, you go to the other nails So this one kind of pulls through on the ring finger. And then maybe you could have some of the eyes in the background in the black. And this could go over the black. If you go over the black, you're going to want to use a really good stamping polish like Hit the Bottle or something like that. That definitely shows up over black. So and this will go through to the index finger. I screwed that up, whatever. Anyway, you see where I'm going with this idea. And then that could be just an idea for a mani, a very relatively simple mani. But, I mean, I bet people would never forget it, right? All right, let's move along to the next. Does anybody have anything that they remembered that they definitely wanted to see? I'm probably going to be here trying more of these in about 5 minutes, I think. That should be enough. I'm going to try the Death's Head Moth. I've been very eager to try it this whole video. That's one of my most prized stamps. Very excited about that. All right. So I'm trying to think of the word. They're not herbiaries. Anyway, it's like a bestiary, but it's for plants. And you'll see a lot of these, the way these are drawn, you see these in those catalogs of various plants from the 15th and 16th century. But this moth, am I right? This is so cool. All right. So I am actually getting a migraine, so this may end a little bit quicker than I wanted it to. Hey, Donna, how you doing? It's so good to see you. I'm going to get this very detailed skeleton here. Here we go. I really did want to get a bigger stamper than this, but I didn't. Oh well. I'll just get what I have. All right. That is so cool. Come on. I mean, just a regular black nail, stamp it in white over the black nail, and then you put a regular top coat on it, let it dry, and then you mattify it. I mean, that is easy, and it is a awesome mani. I would wear that any day. And I realize that that's what makes me strange. I didn't think that through before I said it out loud. I don't just mean any day in... Oh, what'd you say? Let me see. All the zombie nails in Gradient Graveyards. Okay. So, let me go to... You don't actually know. Do they have zombies in this one? Did I show you this one yet? I really kind of thought I did. Don't see zombies. Hold on. I'm looking. I just bought a plate from Hit the Bottle that is zombies. So I can promise you a zombie mani. But this is the pinup stuff. Zombies. Here we go. Okay, you want more zombies. Let's everybody remember this. And then I'm gonna... All right. Here we go. Let's get some zombies going. We have the correct color anyway. This is cool. All right. And then I'm going to use the same technique with like a harder stamper. If you have a Starbucks card, perfect for this. It is perfect for this. Plants vs. Zombies. Yes, you're right, Erin. Actually, that is one of the very few video games I've been able to play. That was a lot of fun to play. Normally, I can't. My hand-eye coordination with the little buttons and the thing, I can't do it. I can play masher games, and I can play stuff on the PC, but other than that. I'm, 44, and I'm still mashing all the buttons together on video games? Come on. All right. I had one more thing to show you with these zombies. You wanted to see graveyard stuff. Here we go. All right, so this will probably be the last thing I stamp for the live. And then just keep an eye out, everybody. I have so much Halloween stuff coming at you, you won't even know what hit you. Very cool. Look, I can't wait to stamp that a little bit better. It looks like there's some fun details. And if they're not, if that's just from the stamping, well, all the better for it. Because if you screw up a little bit in your stamping, that is an aged gravestone right there. With some trauma, some, breaking and crazing and stuff. That's pretty cool. Makes it look spookier. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Looks like we hit about 25, 26 minutes. That's a good long live. Okay, I'm going to go nurse that migraine, and I will see you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed these plates. I can't wait to use them. Bye-bye.